Hi folks, happy to meet you on News Analysis by DM with a very interesting news and perspective. This time again it is about the political happenings in Tamil Nadu, which is expected to go to the assembly polls maybe just about in a year's time. There are also some rumors rife in the political circles that probably the present DMK government headed by the Chief Minister M.K. Stalin will probably call for the dissolution of the assembly in sometime end of 2025 and go for early polls slightly earlier than scheduled. Very interesting battle is on the cards this time around because until now maybe it used to be always a DMK versus ADMK with very tall leaders present, very tall leaders like the late DMK leader M. Karunanidhi and Selvi Jayalalitha, who used to head the ADMK and probably rode the political scene in a colossus like a colossus in Tamil Nadu. In the absence of them, the present Chief Minister M.K. Stalin will seek to get re-elected and re-elect his government. At the same time, the ADMK is probably not as strong as earlier, but it will try its best to come back to power. Whether they try to come back to power in alliance with the BJP or the new force, which is the talking point now, Actor Vijay and his Tamilaga Vetri Katchi, known as the Tamil Victory People's Party. Whether that particular party will probably gain a huge momentum in the coming polls is the topic of discussion today. Vijay probably decisively came into politics, unlike his more famous counterpart, superstar Rajinikanth, who made number of attempts to come into politics, but everything became a damp squib because probably he wasn't gutsy enough to come into the political scenario, or probably there were a number of personal reasons for superstar Rajinikanth to not come into politics in a big way. His attempts to come and start a party kind of fizzled out on the last minute a couple of years back. That besides, Rajinikanth also has a lot of interests to take care of in terms of his acting career. It is also important to note that all his big movies in the recent past have been produced by Sun Pictures, which again is a part of the DMK family. So that probably is one of the reasons why Rajinikanth couldn't really take up cleaning up the system as he always claimed. And coming to the talking point of Actor Vijay and his attempts to make a huge impact into the Tamil Nadu political scenario, Vijay started his political party exactly 1 year back, and maybe just about a week or 10 days back, the first anniversary of the party was celebrated in the presence of Prashant Kishor, who needs no introduction in the Indian political scenario. Prashant Kishor is supposedly playing an advisory role to Actor Vijay's political party, and probably also architect the campaign for the 2026 elections of the Tamilaga Vetri Katchi, which is Actor Vijay's party. But the big hype, there is a very big hype around Actor Vijay's political entry here, with both the local media and the national media hyping him up in a very big way. Never before has a new entrant into the Tamil Nadu political scenario been hyped so highly. Not even the late Vijaykanth, who founded the DMDK party, Desiya Dravida Murpottu Kazhagam, which is now run by Premlata Vijaykanth after the demise of Actor Vijaykanth. And Vijaykanth as an actor had tremendous amount of goodwill in the Tamil Nadu. People had captured the hearts of people, particularly in what is known as the B and C centers of the movie community, and that is how he probably had a huge cloud, tremendous amount of goodwill, was known to help a lot of people, and he really made a big impact in politics. He was almost close to getting to the Chief Minister's chair. The party rode to power with his support, and he also was a leader of the opposition. But the most important point to note is, even at its peak, the DMK about 9.8 to 10% of the vote share, and that too was in a parliamentary poll. Well, in this backdrop, one has to see now the hype around Actor Vijay. Actor Vijay's party is, I think, many in the Tamil broadcast media, many in the YouTube ecosystem of political experts in Tamil Nadu are talking about a 15 to 25% vote share there for Actor Vijay's political party, which is rather actually very surprising and shocking at the outset, because the party is very new. The party is probably just a child in the political space, and if such a young party can capture about 20% vote share, it probably will be a national record of sorts, with no other parallels. Probably the only closest parallel will be, I think, the late charismatic South Indian actor N.T. Ramarao, who rode to power opposing Indira Gandhi and the Congress party in the unified Andhra Pradesh many years ago. I think that is what anybody who is a student of politics will only recollect that very closely when one sees a hype around Actor Vijay and his political party. But if you actually objectively analyze this news, that most people, even Prashant Kishor, who has given numerous interviews to the Tamil broadcast media, has very clearly and emphatically, he keeps saying that the TVK is also to capture power in 2026. Which again is a billion-dollar question. Yes, Prashant Kishor might have vested interests in terms of either his election marketing or election campaign firm being in the fray, helping Vijay to run the campaign for 2026 polls. Or Prashant Kishor is just hyping up Vijay for the sake of friendship. Prashant Kishor also went on to say that Actor Vijay's party, Actor Vijay will also help him in the Bihar elections for the Jan Swaraj party, which is trying its hand at power in the Bihar assembly elections, which are to come very soon. That's a different context altogether. But what is very interesting point to note here is that in 2021, the DMK had successfully used Prashant Kishor's services to ride to power. And if one recollects the then polls as well, the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly has about 234 seats, of which roughly, I think, the DMK, the opposition ADMK won about 66 seats, and the remaining, I think, 160 odd seats went to the ruling DMK and its alliance parties, which include the Congress, the Vidudalai Chiruthaigal Katchi of Thirumavalavan, and communist parties, the MDMK, and a couple of other parties. The point here being that despite the absence of the very tall charismatic leader like Jayalalitha, who used to head the ADMK, Edappadi Palaniswamy, who took over the ADMK from Jayalalitha, was able to put up a very reasonable fight, and probably it is not that the ADMK got decimated. ADMK put up a very stiff fight and won about 66 seats in the Legislative Assembly in the last polls in 2021. Well, but cut now to 2026, 2025 now, I think ADMK is probably not in the best of its shape. ADMK has a lot of internal issues it is grappling with. Already O. Pannirselvam, who used to be the Chief Minister and a very close confidant of the late Chief Minister Jayalalitha, has fell apart from with Edappadi Palaniswamy and is not a part of the ADMK. Likely, I think they are another strong man, particularly who is very strong in South Tamil Nadu. TTB Dinakaran also has its own party, Amma Makkal Munnetra Kazhagam, and he and OPS together have a very sizable chunk of votes in a particular community called the Mukulathur community down south of Madurai and that belt, and which is where I think ADMK has got very weak now. So of late, in the recent past, the ADMK is seen more as a party which is a strong base in Western Tamil Nadu, what is called as a Kongu part of Tamil Nadu, the Western Tamil Nadu, and it also has come to a point where Edappadi Palaniswamy has been now identified with a particular community which he belongs to. It is also interesting to note that Annamalai, who heads the Tamil Nadu BJP, also hails from the same community. So in that sense, I think both these leaders, of course, Edappadi Palaniswamy is a veteran in Tamil Nadu politics, whereas compared to him, I think Annamalai is in politics only for the past 3-4 years after he was airdropped to the Tamil Nadu BJP's head role from being an IPS officer successfully in Karnataka. Now I think the Annamalai also is gaining more and more popularity and traction in Western Tamil Nadu. Of course, it has not been electorally tested because even in the Lok Sabha polls, the BJP could not make a big impact in terms of winning any seats even in Western Tamil Nadu. Even despite a very, very strong fight Annamalai put up in Coimbatore, he couldn't win the seat. Likewise, in alliance with the PMK, they contested the Patali Makkal Katchi's another charismatic leader and the wife of Dr. Anbumani Ramdas, Srimati Soumya Anbumani, also was expected to win the Dharmapuri seat as a part of the NDA. She also couldn't win the seat. So, despite a very, very strong vote share they could garner, roughly the NDA got about 15% vote share in the last Lok Sabha polls, of which about 10, 11, 12% was with the BJP and the remaining was with the PMK and other smaller parties. Despite that, I think the BJP and its allies, although they grew in terms of vote share, they really could not grow in terms of number of seats. That said, the assembly polls are a very, very different ball game because the sizes, each Lok Sabha constituency has got roughly about 5 or 6 assembly seats, and in a multi-cornered fight, in a 5-cornered fight or 6-cornered fight in an assembly seat, it is going to be extremely tough for the BJP for it to really win a sizable number of seats if it is going to go alone. At the same time, there are also now murmurs since the past few days that the ADMK is very well aware of the fact that it is not very, very strong now and it is very reticent to go it alone. Even a lot of second-line ADMK leaders of the party, including the Coimbatore strongman SP Velumani and people like CV Shanmugam, former minister, D. Jayakumar, former minister, and many, many others are seemingly now vying for an alliance either with the BJP or the Tamilaga Vetri Katchi of Vijay. The problem with the Tamilaga Vetri Katchi of Vijay is that thanks to the hype around them that they will win 15% vote share or 20% vote share, and also that a lot of minority votes will be taken by Vijay. I think ADMK, although it is is going to be too happy to ally with the Tamilaga Vetri Katchi, that Tamilaga Vetri Katchi seems to be making very, very unreasonable demands in terms of almost to the point that there are some rumors that they are asking for the Chief Minister's chair in rotation, 2.5 years Chief Minister's post for the ADMK and 2.5 years Chief Minister's post for the TVK in case that alliance wins. So whether that alliance will happen or not is a billion-dollar question. And likewise, those kind of unreasonable demands have now made Edappadi Palaniswamy to probably ponder if he really should get back to the NDA or probably go back for an alliance with the BJP. So in the past couple of days, both Annamalai and Edappadi Palaniswamy are not probably as harsh between them as they used to be earlier, and they probably are being more diplomatic in anticipation of what could happen in the coming future. And as far as Actor Vijay is concerned, as we started off by saying that Vijay's popularity is maybe political popularity is at its peak because he has come to politics in the prime of his career. He's been commercially a very, very successful actor until very, very recently, and he also has portrayed that he's probably sacrificing a great acting career and coming to serve the people and save these people from the clutches of the present ruling party. Vijay's political stand as far as the present situation is very clear. He says he is very, very strongly opposed to the ruling DMK here, and also very, very strongly opposed to the communal BJP in the center. Even in, I think, a video which he has put up for a video message which Actor Vijay put up for the Women's Day yesterday, he has directly named the DMK as a party which has deceived people's mandate in 2021, and that is the reason he has decided to take them head on. But the billion-dollar question is, will a new party like Actor Vijay's party really be able to notch up 25% vote share, 15% vote share, or even 10% vote share is a big question. And people like Prashant Kishor might say whatever they want, but the fact remains that never before in the history of any state election has a political party which has just debuted, I think tried and crossed a double-digit vote share even at its first poll. So in that sense, it probably looks like there's a lot of hype. Typically, I think the fan base of Vijay is expected to be the vote base of Vijay. But what happens is, in a lot of cases, these fan bases do not really convert themselves at votes completely, and in a lot of cases, I think you will also see that half of these fan base are probably not even eligible voters because of the age factor. I think a chunk of these might be kids who are less than 18 years of age, which is a mandatory age for voting. So that said, I think Vijay's party is running a well-oiled marketing machine now, and Prashant Kishor also is probably helping Vijay run that well-oiled machine. People like Prashant Kishor, who helped architect the victory of DMK in the last election, and another gentleman called Actor Vijay, who until recently used to be with the Vetri Katchi, which is headed by Thirumavalavan, quit that party and joined Vijay's party very, very recently, and he is going to be the election manager for Vijay's party, Actor Vijay. And Actor Vijay also was a person who played a very, very key role in the 2021 campaign of DMK. And DMK's victory, which is when I think MK Stalin rode to power. So those are the pluses in terms of Vijay's campaign this time. People who were seen to be people who are brain behind the election campaigns of DMK in 2021 and who helped the present CM Stalin to reach power, right to power in 2021 are, I think, rock solid behind Actor Vijay now. But the only point is the DMK, ADMK also then in 2021 first lost its leader, the charismatic Jayalalitha. She passed away, and after that Edappadi Palaniswamy was probably battling 10 years of anti-incumbency, which is why I think DMK also had a huge advantage. Despite those factors, I think DMK could not really decimate the ADMK. DMK only could manage about 150 plus odd seats, whereas the ADMK still could reach the position of a respectable opposition. So that sense, it was a very, very balanced game. If at all, so with that being the case, if Vijay is going to split such a huge number of votes, I think 20% votes or 15% votes, where are those 15 or 20% votes going to come from is a $1 billion question. Here everybody speaks, any political analyst who is worth his salt in Tamil Nadu quickly says that DMK is going to be worst affected. But if one understands DMK's vote base very, very correctly, the last in the hierarchy of the votes to get split will be DMK's core votes, because DMK supporters are that probably 26-27% of core DMK voters are kind of very carefully nurtured voters who fall for these slogans like Dravidian model, anti-NEET, anti-governor, anti-Modi rhetoric, and a whole lot of things like that. So it is very, very unlikely that the DMK vote is going to get hit first by Actor Vijay or any new political force. Today, as of today, what is more vulnerable is the ADMK vote, because there are numerous challenges facing the ADMK. There were about 3-4 by-elections in the recent past, like the Erode East by-election, the Vikravandi by-election, which the ADMK refused to contest because it said DMK will misuse power. But the ADMK, despite having the more popular or more widely visible two-leaf symbol, which is seen as a huge potential vote catcher, despite that, I think the ADMK being scared to contest those elections was also a telling fact of reality, was also speaking volumes about what exactly was the ADMK's real shape in terms of taking on the present ruling party electorally. And yes, now I think Edappadi Palaniswamy says the party is all set to take on the DMK politically, and DMK is their only opposition as far as 2026 is concerned. But how much this will cut eyes with the ADMK's voters, and how much of ADMK voters stand rock solid behind ADMK is a huge question. And maybe most of those or some of those ADMK votes will be the first to get diluted and move to Vijay. But ADMK itself is, assuming that ADMK's today's vote base itself is about 23%, there is no way that it is going, half of that is going to go to Actor Vijay, which means by no stretch of imagination is Actor Vijay's Tamilaga Vetri Katchi going to reach about 20 or 15% vote share. At best, they probably will do an 8 to 10% vote share, which itself will be a huge achievement for a new political party. One should remember that Actor Seaman, who is another force to reckon with, and who was able to probably make the difference between the winner and loser in about 60 constituencies in the last assembly polls. Seeman has reached at 8% or 9% or 7% vote share level only after being in politics or running the party and probably going around campaigning regularly for about 15 to 20 years. So that is the kind of marathon which a political leader needs to run to win an election, whereas probably Actor Vijay, thanks to all this marketing machinery around him, thinks that what others achieved by a marathon, he can even achieve by a sprint. Whether he'll really achieve all that with a sprint or whether all that is just a hype is something time will tell. But very, very clearly, there is absolutely, there is a lot of truth in the fact that Actor Vijay is being hyped up in a very, very big way. And probably they are hyping him up in a very big way, primarily to bargain the best in case they want an alliance. And logically, as of today, the only party who can ally with the Vijay's Tamilaga Vetri Katchi is a ADMK. So probably they know that ADMK is vulnerable today, and probably using that opportunity, they are only trying to bargain best, and probably, as rumored, take half of the seats, 117 each, and ask for the deputy chief minister role or whatever. So this is the situation as of now. Time will tell. 2026 results are probably 1.5 years away, and will very, very clearly say that, show whether Vijay was a hyped up party, hyped up political debut, or was there really substance in terms of whatever all the people around him and a large part of the media here are saying. The big question is whether DMK will be stopped from returning to power by Actor Vijay if he allies with the ADMK or otherwise. Or even if ADMK allies with the BJP today, can the DMK be stopped from coming to power? That's a huge question everybody asks. And as of now, assuming there is no huge backlash of anti-incumbency, it looks like DMK probably will clinch to power with probably a much lesser majority, but even a simple majority for them is good enough. DMK themselves say that they will win about 200 seats, which again is another marketing hype, because DMK is probably now the leader in the marketing machinery here, and everybody else is following suit. So Vijay is also following suit and hyping up his party, very similar to DMK. And as I said earlier, those who were the architects of DMK's 2021 win are now the campaign managers of Vijay's party. Whether they are really able to help Vijay like they helped MK Stalin in 2021, only time will tell. What are your comments on this? What are your views on this? Probably I would like to know from you. And in case you got any feedback to me, please leave them in the comments. I'll see you soon in another interesting podcast. Thanks for your time. Consider liking and subscribing to this channel. Thank you.